2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. I've gone through with the disc on the grinder, and what I've done, I have found that there are spot welds. There are about 14 of them along here. There's oh God, wherever they are, there and there and there, and there's quite a few of them. They're very hard to see. About 14 through there. Even if I could drill all of them out and find them all, I can't get to these ones in here. I have found, I've got this is the bracket where the diff hangs onto this thing with these rubber grommets in there. What I'm going to do now, I think, is I'm going to just cut this out around, try and make a straight line here, cut, and join it back on, then make this bracket again later. I'm really quite nervous about this. So I discovered that it's actually easy to see the spot welds from the inside of the car across the floor. You can, it's actually really quite hard. I've taken all the sound deadening and the seam sealer and stuff off the bottom of the car, but then I can't see the spot welds, so I've clambered inside the car. And you can see them, there's spot welds across the floor there, a little bit of light. Now here's the trick I've learnt. If you take a silver paint, look at that. So here's the spot welds there. Now clearly couldn't see those a second ago, but there they all are. How's that, eh? And the bottom ones must be about there. There they are, look. Now they're sticking out like dog's bananas. Excellent. Little trick I learnt somewhere. And back here from the other side of the car, stick your thingy in there and you just pull them apart, and that's it, and they come apart. So here's the other side of the drill, you can see. Done. So with a whole heap of huffing and puffing, now really that only took about an hour. Managed to get that off. That's where the new panel is going to go in there. As I say, this rail that goes under the floor is available as a new part in Germany, delivered to Australia. Really expensive, that bit. And there's loads of surface rust in there. There's no great big rusty holes in there. I reckon if I soak that in a molasses mix and get all the surface rust off it, I should be able to hammer that back straight and put it back on the car. Why not? Let's give it a go. Also, while I'm there, this is the cross member that hangs onto the engine, goes on the rails, hangs onto the engine. This is one I've got from a car that I had lying around the paddock. I've got, actually I just took one to the tip. Got all the bits and pieces off it, and there's not much left, so it just went to the scrap metal guy. So this is good, straight, strong cross member. It's just got a stack of surface rust on it, so that will go in the drink as well. Maybe 4 or 5 weeks, and that will come up a dream. molasses and water. So it's a byproduct of sugar, so it's treacle molasses. What you don't get right here is the smell. This has been sitting for quite a few weeks now, and the smell is, well, the smell is just gorgeous. But so that's just been sitting for 4 weeks, and the rust, just surface rust, has all but disappeared with almost no effort at all other than the smell. Now the cross member where the engine sits, so this bolts from one side of the rail, then the engine sits on that, also had a heap of surface rust on it. And this is it now. So with almost no effort at all, that's all surface rust absolutely gone. And that is simply sitting in a bath full of molasses and water. Now I don't know what the chemical thing is for that, but look at that, that's just absolutely just smooths out, clean, done, and no effort. It's always good when you can do this sort of cleaning up of steel with no effort. So the floor's in, it's not pretty. We just have to get this part, we just need to put the rail in now. Well, that's about it, I reckon, for this particular episode of Bob the Beamer. It's been quite some time, more than a year in fact. That's just the way life is, really. So this morning I've primed and cleaned and prepped and got the gun out and sprayed the whole bottom of the car. So with all the new bits and pieces that you've seen, the cutting, the grinding, all the other stuff that's happened since the last episode, I don't even remember when that was, to be perfectly honest, but that's it. So I'll tidy up all the other bits and pieces, stick it back on its wheels, then we get into the bodywork. I have no idea how to do bodywork, but I'm quite excited for the orange. I like the orange. So that's it for another year. Bye. Maybe not this time. I don't know. Perhaps. What do you think I should?